Being a mama of two, let's talk about it. So I have my little baby with me because I have my baby pretty much all the time. If I have some free time, it's pretty much toddler free time. But my bub still needs me, and unless he's sleeping, yeah, he's pretty much in my care. So we're just going to do a quick video now and talk about my experience, but I have detailed everything in a blog, and I'll put the link below so you can go check that out, because I explore my experiences, but I also give some tips on what's been working for me to add in some self-care. And self-care doesn't have to be big, and I feel like it's actually not big. There's small little micro moments throughout the day that help me, in my recovery postpartum, because that's important, but also just for me mentally and emotionally, to feel like I've achieved something for myself, which is, it's super important, and I'm pretty sure you understand that, being a mama. So Zach came into our world in November 2021, and it's been amazing ever since. He's a beautiful baby, and my toddler Max adores him. There's 22 months between them, so some people look at me going, "You're crazy," and some people say that's a really nice gap, they're going to be best buddies when they grow up, which I think it's the latter. My husband was off for a while, which was really nice. We have had a lot of family time, and now I really feel a bit more confident in being a mum of two, with having some help towards the start. But there's still those moments, like the other day, where my toddler did a massive poo at the playground, and I was mid-changing him, and my baby woke up screaming. So it's just like, how can you do both? How can you be in both situations? And I find I really just have to go with whoever needs me the most, like whoever's actually urgent. That's where I go, and then I just quickly move from one to the other. So, I cut my sandwiches in quarters now so I can eat them with one hand. They're just little things that you do, but I think making my toddler's lunch, I have to make sure I'm making my lunch. If I just make his lunch and I just feed him, then I forget about me, I don't eat, and then I get hangry, and the whole system just fails. And that's a big thing to remember. You can get away with, ditching yourself for a moment or a couple of hours or whatever it is, but it does catch up on you. And if you're breastfeeding, it does catch up on your feeding as well. If you're depleted, it certainly can affect your feeding. So you don't want to be depleted, as hard as that sounds. So it's a juggle. I feel like you know that too. It's a juggle between time for me, time for each child, time for my husband, time for us as a whole family, and also then time for my friends and for my family, which ends up turning into late text replies and quick phone calls. So it's just that part of life. I feel like we've just got to accept a little bit of that, and that's okay. So my recovery has been really well post-birth, which has really helped, but I'm just not pushing too hard. I feel like right now I'm 11 weeks postpartum, so I feel like I could just go, oh yeah, I'm good now. I'll go jumping on the trampoline with my toddler. I'll go for a run because that's a quick workout. I'll go do, something high intensity. I could say yes to all of those things, but I'm not going to say yes, because I know deep down inside, even though I'm feeling good in my body, my pelvic floor is working fine, I don't want to push it, because I'm standing, moving, carrying all day long, and my body is tired, and it does need rest, and it definitely doesn't need to be pushed. And that's a reminder that pelvic organ prolapse can happen at any time. I have women I know who have prolapse a year or two after they've had their baby. So don't think that it's just a steady line upwards in terms of postpartum recovery. It is certainly not. You need to keep checking in, because there's the ebbs and the flows. your hormones play a big part, and also of course sleep plays a huge part in your recovery and how you're feeling day to day. So we're waking up probably about 4 times a night, which is killing me, but I know it's not forever. I know he's only little for a short period of time. We're in a bit of a rhythm in terms of the daytime. I know his cues. I know generally what he needs. And I feel like I'm a good mum. I'm just going to say that. I know that he thinks I'm a good mum too. He gives me lots of smiles, lots of gugas. And I know that sometimes he just wants comfort as well. So if I'm hard on myself, it comes across as abrupt to him, and I get in this mood and nobody's happy. Nobody. So why do it? Why push? And you know, and I've got an extra level of running a business as well, and having that as something that I love doing. If I didn't love doing it, I wouldn't be doing it. So that's another part of my time. And it's about finding the time for my exercise, finding time to eat, finding time to sleep, finding time to play, finding time to talk, finding time to do some work as well. So it's all a juggle. But I guess the big take home from this whole thing is that it's not for long. And I need to remember that, and I need to remember that I'm still in recovery mode, and if I deplete myself, my body's going to break. It'll come out with things like mastitis or nipple thrush, or these are the things that happened to me last time. So I remember with my first, I pushed too hard, and yeah, I got those things, and you know, physically I was recovering, but I was just pushing myself too hard. And so this time is a way that I can just learn from that. And I think if we can learn from our history from the past, rather than repeating it, then we're doing okay. So you'll see me when I have a full night's sleep in like 5 years' time, and I'll look a bit fresher. But until then, I'm not hating it. I feel like I'm just in a rhythm of getting up at night. But just got to have those rests in the middle of the day, if I can, when I can. If the boys both go down at the same time, which they have been at some times, which has been good. But yeah, got the double pram, take them where I can, get them in the car, doing things, but then having a lot of home time and acknowledging that only doing one thing in the day is really important for us. So yeah, that's just a quick summary of me with 2 under 2, or 2, we've got a 2-year-old, he's just turned 2, and a 2-month-old, so almost 3-month-old. So I hope your journey is going well, and I'd love to hear from you. Drop me a comment below, let me know where you're at, and ask me any questions you've got. I'd love to hear them. Alright, ciao. For more videos just like this, visit productive.com.